We are going to be focusing today on how we let wealth grow on its own volition, and also how we focus upon an investment mindset, and also the real power of exponential growth. So, delighted that you can all join us today. Now, before we officially begin, I'd just like to take a short moment to introduce the powerhouse behind our community, especially for our new and also our long-term friends. A gentle reminder there that we are the EFMA, the Europe Finance Market Analyst Club. We're all delighted that you can join us today. Now, a little bit about our team. Our team is composed of top-tier financial analysts from across Europe. Each member brings absolute years of extensive experience in global investment markets, covering Forex, stocks, cryptocurrencies, indices, commodities, and much, much more. Our core strength, well, it lies in accurately grasping global financial trends and delivering actionable, clear, precise, professional investment strategies with precision and rigor. And so, EFMA was founded with a simple and sincere purpose, and that is as follows. We aim to provide professional guidance and also shared valuable resources so that every member who joins us not only achieves steady growth in their investment portfolio, but also truly improves their quality of life, moving towards greater freedom and, of course, prosperity. Prosperity for them, the investor, and also their own friends and communities who join us. This is the belief that we uphold and the driving force behind our continued progress. And now, in recent years, the EFMA team has been actively expanding our international collaboration. Most notably, we have recently formed a close partnership with a group of professors from Singapore, working actively in Singapore together. We've been working together on trading strategies, asset allocation, and also market trend analysis. This strong alliance has significantly enhanced EFMA's capabilities and created a much more stable and high-quality trading environment for all of our members. And now, today's live stream will be action-packed with valuable content, focused in two key areas. Number one, investment knowledge, and number two, the power of network expansion. Now, whether you're just starting out in investing or you're already a seasoned pro, we believe today's live stream session will offer practical insights and also lots and lots of inspiration. So, we want you all to get ready and don't miss a single detail. Get a pad, get a pen, or also do your recordings, because we're going to be pushing on with a live stream very short. And this is because every opportunity to learn and connect brings you one step closer to absolute financial freedom, which is what we all strive for. And now, let's grow together on the EFMA platform and embrace even more brilliant future together. Let's think about what that future may include. And it could include many things. And we're going to cover some of these key strategies today. And we're going to start with a number of key parts in our session. We're going to start with part number one. So please have your pens at the ready. We are about to begin with the live stream. Focusing on then part one. What's part one all about? And this is all about understanding how we move from trading time for money to making money work for you. And this is all about asking you two simple and key questions. So let us all begin by thinking about those questions. Number one, I wonder, have you ever wished you could make money work without working for every dollar? Now, that's a very interesting thought, isn't it? Number two, what if you could earn even while you sleep or even while you take a break? Wouldn't that be quite amazing? Now, in the past, wealth came from hard work, grit, determination, and grinding from the time you clock in to the time you clock out. 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 8 to 6, night shifts. But there is a difference in business and enterprise today. Now, that worked in the industrial age, but we're in a really different era now, aren't we? The smartest people today don't just work harder. They let their money and their systems and processes and their networks, ecosystems do the work for them. There is an interesting thief, though, and this is an invisible thief. And this invisible thief is inflation. Let's think about harsh reality at the moment then. I wonder if your money is sitting in a bank account. It's quietly losing value. Let me tell you how. Let me give you an example. Suppose your savings earn 1% a year in the bank. But inflation is running at 5%. That means you're actually losing how much? Well, you're losing percent of your purchasing power every single year. It's like trying to fill a bucket with water that's leaking with holes. No matter how much you pour in, you're still leaking, you're still losing. And so the water's seeping out just as the money is seeping out. Now, I want to tell you why you must invest. Now, there's quite interesting phenomenon here. The only way to outpace inflation and grow your wealth is to invest. Investing, what's it mean? It means putting your money into assets that grow over time. For example, the global stock market historically has returned 7 to 10% annually over the long term. Now, that's not gambling, that's compounding. So, if you're not investing, it's quite crystal clear. You're not just standing still, you're falling behind, you're losing out. And losing out is not something anybody wants. Let's think for a moment. Who actually wants to lose out? Do you want to lose out? Well, I certainly don't. We're now going to move on to part number two. So if you are all ready, we are moving on to part two. And this is where we look at active income on the one side versus passive income. I wonder which is best. Can you imagine? Let's define now these two types of income. Active income, then, on one side. You work, you get paid, no work, no pay. Passive income, on the other hand, that's more interesting. Money flows in, even when you are not actively working. When you're asleep, when you're on holiday, when you're shopping, when you're driving your car, when you're entertaining. This is the power of passive income. Examples of active income on the one side, and over here is your salary, freelance work, or your consulting fees. Whereas on this side, on passive income, this includes rental income from properties, something or commercial, personal residential or commercial properties, dividends from stocks, royalties from books, courses, or even digital assets. This could also include automated online businesses. So, which one would we choose? Active or passive? Well, I would certainly be moving towards the passive income side, wouldn't you? Now, you only have two hands, and here's mine. But money can have 1,000 legs. You can only work so many hours a day, but your money when invested wisely, your money when you're invested wisely can work 24, can work, your money can work 24/7, globally, infinitely. And that's something that we all crave for. If you own an asset, for example, a store, a business, an apartment, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't take holidays, it doesn't burn out. That's the power of letting your capital do the heavy lifting. So that's all. The section there is all about only having two hands, while letting money have 1,000 legs. Quite a good analogy there. Part three, then, we're going to move on and we're going to think about investment vehicles. So I wonder, what are the main tools? What are the main vehicles that we can have to help us with our enabling our money to grow? Here are the most common investment vehicles. Now, I wonder where we're going to start. We're going to start by looking at stocks. And this is when you buy share in a company and you become a part owner in that company. Now, that really is quite interesting, isn't it? Becoming a part owner through stocks. And what are the other mechanisms when we look at stocks? Well, let me just explain a couple. If the company itself starts to grow, so does your investment. And that increases your equity and your personal wealth from the stocks. Now, stocks are risky in the short term, but strong over the long run. An example is if you've invested $1,000 in Apple in 2009, do you know it would be worth over $20,000 today? Quite a total, isn't it? Now, as we move on to look at point number two, this is where we are looking at funds. Two types of funds, mutual funds on the one side, but also ETFs. This is all about diversified baskets of stocks or bonds. Now, these are generally managed by professionals, professional fund managers, and are they also managed by automated systems, automated protocols? And there are also a hybrid model where professionals are working with automated systems as well. Now, these are great for beginners and people who prefer hands-off investing. Number three, then. Well, this is all about bonds. And when we think of bonds, you lend money to a government or a company. And yes, what springs to mind here are government bonds. They pay you regular interest, they are lower risk, lower reward, but they offer stable income. The fourth area of a vehicle for investment is real estate. This is personal residential property or commercial property. We buy property, rent it out, and we also then wait for it to appreciate and also gain rental income as well. Now, this offers cash flow and long-term value growth as well. The fifth area. Now, this is all about understanding digital assets, cryptos, NFTs, etc. These are highly volatile. but potentially high reward as well. Now, these require deep research and also a level of risk tolerance. Half fallen. Now, in this section, we are going to look at three golden rules of investing. So do have your pens and notepads ready. Do take down notes. Now, this is regardless of asset type. Smart investors follow these timeless principles, these golden rules. So I hope that we are all ready to hear about these golden rules. So without further ado, I hope you are all ready. And I'm going to start with golden rule number one. Golden rule number one, then, number one of three. This is all about thinking long term. This is all about not chasing quick wins. This is all about staying the course. Now, the stock market itself, well, it may drop money, but historically, it always recovers. Consistency beats timing all of the time. The second golden rule. Now, this one, can you imagine? This is all about diversification. Don't put all your money in one place. Spread across sectors, spread across regions, asset types, and also spread across different asset portfolios. The third golden rule then, are you ready? This is all about harnessing compound interest. Albert Einstein, well, he reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Now, here's why. If you invest 10,000 US dollars at 8% annually, do you know after 10 years that will give you $21,589? Quite amazing. After 20 years of compound growth, that will give you $46,610. And after 30 years, that will give you $100,627. Quite amazing. Now, you're more than 10 times your money, earning 10 times, can you imagine, without working extra. That's all about compound growth. That's the magic of money making more money. I'm now going to move on to section 5. So do stay with me because this is all about understanding what is exponential growth. Amazing. Exponential growth means things that grow additively. They grow multiplicatively, multiplier effect. I'm going to give you an example. 1 goes to 2, goes to 4, goes to 8, goes to 16, 32, 64, 128, and so on. This is a multiplier effect, which increases scale. With the more scale you get, the more level of passive income. It starts slow, but then like a ball rolling down a hill, it gathers momentum and it explodes. Quite amazing. Now, I'm sure that this is something that we all would strive for, wouldn't we? This level of exponential growth, quite amazing. And you know something? This is really where financial growth and financial models they grow like a virus spreads. This is how ideas go viral. This is how financial opportunities go viral, and it also can increase your passive wealth. This is how social media platforms, tech companies, and online businesses scale to become huge, enormous, and the leaders, the unicorns of global business. Exponential growth in business then. I'm going to give you a few examples. So are you ready? Number 1, we're going to start with Amazon. Amazon, do you know how it started? It started as a simple online bookstore. Yes, online bookstore. That was it, out of a garage. That's how they started. They reinvested their profits. They built infrastructure, bigger, stronger infrastructure of all types. They scaled into logistics, cloud computing, AI, that's artificial intelligence, and more. They grew from a small garage business to a $1 trillion company today. Next, I'm going to just mention two other companies in the ride-hailing sector, Grab and Uber. They offered basic rides when they started, just a very basic service. They use data, network effects, and app sharing to scale. Also, just be a reminder, they don't own vehicles. They don't employ people. So, this is a really interesting business model. They became a super app with food delivery, payments, and much, much more. Really quite interesting and exciting businesses with very little capital expenditure. The power of the network effect then. This is all about exponential growth. And I'm going to give you a little model for us to follow. Now, are you aware that we start with you? You invite two people, they invite two more. And this then multiplies from 2 to 4, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, on to 64. The exponential growth, the network effect. Now, that's not marketing. That is momentum. Momentum, which is a very powerful passive income model. Think for a moment. Think of YouTube creators. Think of TikTok influencers. Their content spreads. Why does it spread? It spreads because others share it for them. And that is multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. That is exponential growth. Right? We're now going to go on to part number 6. And part number 6, I just want you to think for a moment. This is all about how to cultivate an exponential growth mindset. And you really don't need to be a tech guru, a tech expert, a real computer nerd to master in this key area. And ladies and gentlemen, you really don't you don't need to be a master in these areas. You can pick up these points and master them quite quickly, because our tech services, our AI-enabled platforms can help a lot. Anyone can build exponential systems by following 3 key strategies. And I'm going to explain those strategies for you now. We're going to start looking at real value. Now, I wonder, what do you offer that other people genuinely find useful, exciting, or emotional? People share things that are what? Let's think for a moment. What do people share online on their phone? Well, they share things that are causing them pain and irritation. They share things which is a problem, a concern. They share difficulties, but they also share things which make them smart, make them helpful, more knowledgeable, more astute, more intellectual, more intelligent. They also share things which make them more beautiful, more handsome, that are fun, beautiful in themselves, and also inspiring. So think about some of these key reasons that people share online. Number 2 then, why do people share in these strategies? It's really important to make it easy to share. What can we do? We can add share buttons on our content. We can incentivize referrals, incentivize rewards, give people certain products that are considered freebies that basically reward loyalty, reward advocacy, these types of things. The next point is all about turning your customers into your own marketeers. Let's think for a moment about another particular business, Dropbox. Do you know Dropbox? It grew not through ads, but through a very powerful referral system where people were referring their friends and their business contacts and their associates. So this referral system was a very trusted way of growing. Point number three, then, is all about using systems, not just efforts. And this is all about us automating our processes, using platforms to scale, repurposing content, products, and also services. Now, if you think about it for a moment, one blog post can be turned into what? It can be turned into a YouTube video, a whole series of YouTube videos. It can be turned into a LinkedIn post, or indeed an email series. That's how you multiply output without multiplying effort. We're now going to move on to section 7. And section 7 is all about combining two things. On the one side, then, it's about combining investment thinking, but also exponential thinking as well. Now, let's bring it all together. On the one side, then, investment thinking, making money move on its own. That's investment thinking. Exponential thinking. What's that? This is about making value spread on its own. Wow. Now that's quite a powerful combination, isn't it? Let's think for a moment there. Well, exponential. So on the one side, we've got the investment thinking. And on the other side, we've got the exponential thinking. Really powerful combination of two areas of growth. Now, I just wonder if we can consider for a moment. Let's just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, you build an online course. You invest time just once. Then others, they discover this, they buy it, they recommend it. Now imagine you reinvest these profits into stocks or into real estate, bricks and mortar business. And that's money plus value plus systems, all combined, all compounding together. That's true wealth creation. Now, our call to action, it's really important that we start small. We start today. Yes, why don't you consider starting today? You don't need to be rich to start investing. You don't need to be famous to grow exponentially. What you need is just to make the decision to begin. And here are 3 steps you can take starting today. Now, would you like to know what those 3 steps are? Number one, you can open an investment account. You can set up auto invest. Number 2, you can track your net worth on a monthly basis and you can watch your progress. You can create something really special, create something really valuable that others can share. You'll be amazed what a small step can be done consistently and what it can achieve 3, 5, or 10 years' time. Now, on final reflection, let me just ask you, think about these questions for a moment. Let me ask you, where will you begin? Where will you begin to think about making your next move? Where will you begin to create exponential growth? I wonder. Where will you begin to grow your knowledge, to grow your network, to grow your business? You know, you don't need perfection. You don't need momentum. But I'd just like to mention a few things maybe that we can consider that you do actually need. So let's think for a moment about some of the things that maybe you do need. Well, you do need to understand that investment makes your money move by step. You also need to know that exponential growth makes people spread your value. Master these two, and you unlock a life of abundance, freedom, and limitless growth, and prosperity for you and your associates and friends. Now, I'd just like to thank you for your time for this section. Let's make wealth grow of its own volition. Thank you so much for this section of the presentation. Delighted that you could share this with me.